And I think we are live now. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Usha. Thanks for taking
Hi.
out time for this event.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Hi, Mr.
Hi everyone.
Let's
Hi,
double
everyone.
check on LinkedIn and YouTube if we are live. I'm checking it on LinkedIn.
I'll
Uh,
check out on YouTube.
and guys, if you can quickly let us know in the chat box that you can hear us loud and clear, you can see us absolutely fine. That would be very, very helpful. In the meantime, we'll check it from our end and we'll also confirm. Okay.
Yeah, so we are live on YouTube. No issues at all.
On YouTube. Let me check it on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm on LinkedIn. One second. Hmm.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay, seems like we are live on LinkedIn as well. Perfect. Yeah. We are live on both places. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, all cool. Okay, thanks for confirming, Rani. Zaid says hi. Hi, Zaid. Okay, guys, so why don't we start with a quick introduction of our current locations and then we'll jump into project in the next few minutes. So to get started, I'm currently based out of Miami, Florida. Usha, where are you located?
I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, currently.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Hi everyone. So I'm currently located in Toronto, in Canada,
Okay,
and winter will be very soon part of the Toronto. so,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. The heat is still unbearable here, so it's yeah, still in hundreds in
still
Arizona.
in
So
hundreds. Okay,
still in hundreds. So uh,
so like Arizona is cold or like most of the time it's like in winters how it is.
it is arid, right? So it's both. It's super hot, but from October through April, it's wonderful. The climate is wonderful here.
okay.
So yeah, but
And
it's very dry, very dry. Yeah.
and is Scottsdale famous for rich people as well? I recently saw a video on YouTube which says like asking rich people in Scottsdale how they made it big,
Yeah,
and
it's
that was their
there are it's like we all are
I
middle
I
class
am
and
waiting
working
to see
towards.
Usha in such kind of featuring videos.
Okay, yeah, that would be
yeah.
nice, that would be yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we work day in and day out, but there are people who are in very posh area here. Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I
And
specifically
lots of golf courses
okay,
around. Yeah.
that's a sign off. That's a sign
Yes,
off.
That's a sign of rich people.
rich people. Yeah.
Golf courses.
Yes, yes, yeah. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Guys,
Uh,
please feel free to share your locations
mm.
in the chat box. Right, I've shared my location. Would love to see where people are dialing in from. So
But
let's.
I'm hardly here. So yeah, I come and then I have to travel. So that's how it is. So
I was telling to Usha like she's always been traveling and mostly to New Jersey, right? New Jersey, New York area. I
New
think you made
Jersey
a couple of
and
trips
also other
right
places.
recently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Okay, we have somebody dialing in from
so
Coimbatore.
many people inviting Usha, actually, most of the
Oh, is
time.
it? Excuse me. Sorry.
I'm saying that so many people inviting Usha for different events. And that's why she keep on traveling.
I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, not like there are so many people who, every day they speak at an event. I don't know how they are doing. It's, more power to them, So, I have some of my, peer women leaders, and they are like, almost every week they give some event. I don't know how they juggle with their work, family, and also taking care of, the kids and also doing their part to their community, so that's amazing. So
No, it's
I
really tough, right, to
yeah,
find out time and do all these things.
yeah, it's
Intentionally. Okay,
now
so
I am now yeah, now I am an empty nester, so it's like kind of all the kids are in college, so I think like I can focus more, but let's see. Yeah.
Okay, so we have people dialing in from Toronto. We have people from UK, India,
Joining from Ahmedabad, Dallas, and Texas. Philly. Where is this? Philly.
Philadelphia. It's
Okay.
where is
Yeah,
like
that's where the yeah that's where the Grace Hopper conference is going to happen on from October 8th through 11th. I don't know how many are going to be there. So I would love to see people coming there. So
Oh,
yeah.
are you visiting Grace Hopper's conference?
So I submitted a proposal. It's like it's how it happens. It's like I think like they take 3,500 or 4,000 applications. Out of that, they take 20 to 25 for featured sessions. So
Okay,
mine got selected for as a featured session. So I'm
that's great.
speaking at that. Yeah, it's a huge
That is,
audience. So but I'm speaking with three other women leaders. It's on responsible AI. So that's the topic. But we wanted to see the early entrants. People who are pivoting from software engineering to AI/ML, or people who are like just switching from mid management to senior management. For all of them, we are trying to give something like a unstructured debate kind of forum. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
no, that's amazing.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we have people dialing in from many countries as always. Thanks, guys, for sharing. Also, quickly, if you can let us know what job role you're targeting, that would also help us to figure out, okay, if we are building the right type of projects, or if there is anything else that we want that we can create in the future. So you can simply let us know if you're targeting data analyst, data scientist, AI/ML engineer, or any other role that you're targeting at the moment. Okay,
So
let's see.
you get
Mhm.
majority data science and AI students community, or kind of both.
So
Like
we
also people in job.
Yeah, so mostly, I mean, we have primary community of software developers and data scientists, uh,
Mhm.
but in the last 1 year, what we have seen that there is so much inclination toward data science career. So that I would say we have 60% of data science community, or 65, and 30 to 35% of software developer community. And I've seen this. I'm not sure how
I
true,
see.
and you can let us know your thoughts. I've seen this a lot of these days, that people, they have a fear that software developers, especially entry levels, they may not be required in the future.
Mhm.
So people are jumping more toward data science careers and less towards software development.
Let's do it separately. But yeah, that is the base, right? You need to have that in order to. Um, yeah, I know we can talk more on that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so as we can see,
Okay.
most of the people are data scientists or data analysts. Some of them are data engineer, AI/ML engineer, but most of them are in the similar category. Okay, so we have very relevant audience. Let's go ahead to get started. To kick off everything, let me set the context. So, hi everyone, I'm Aditya Sharma, co-founder and CEO of High Counselor, and welcome to this another real world project. Those who are joining us for the first time, let me share why we are doing this event, why we started this. So, almost a year ago, when all the tech layoffs were happening, we started noticing that people struggle to get interview calls. When they landed interview calls, they struggle to crack it. And when we learned more about it, we understood that the primary reason people who are early in their career transitioning to data science roles, or coming back to work after some career break, it's pretty difficult for them to get into the workforce because of not having hands-on work experience. And that's where we thought that if we could provide some hands-on work experience to people, a lot more people will be able to get benefit from it. They'll be able to get started in their career, and that's where we started with some real world projects which are in demand in the industry. That was our beginning, and then we started getting a lot of interest in this particular event. So basically, in the next 1 week, we are going to cover one project related to data science, especially this one on responsible AI. And in this next 1 week, our objective is that you learn something at the end. In the next 1 week, we'll provide you full mentorship support. That doesn't mean that we are going to provide you answer of the questions or like the different tasks, but we'll certainly provide you hints. Wherever you get stuck, we have a Discord channel. You can come there. There is a community of a lot more people. You can ask questions and we'll be resolving your doubts. At the end of 1 week, those who complete this project will get a certificate. One person who topped this particular project, who scored rank one, will be featured on Times Square, New York. And at the end, as I said, the primary objective is that everybody learns something that they can add to their resume, that they can talk in their interview process in the future. So that's an overview of this why we are doing this event. And so in the next 30 to 45 minutes, here is the agenda. So we'll start with a brief introduction. We'll introduce our guest. On so in the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll start with our introduction. We'll introduce our guest Usha. We'll also introduce our platform, High Counselor Projects platform, really quick to you, and then we are going to introduce this particular project, all tasks, what is expected from you, and then we'll answer any questions that you may have. Okay, and if we have some time left, we'll also ask. We'll have some discussion with Usha related to career in data science, AI, especially responsible AI. Okay. So, Usha, why don't we get started with your introduction? Let me pull up a slide and I'll share my screen and would love to know about your journey. Uh, and I would, so we have noticed that almost 75% of the attendees every time they are new attendees. So, I know about your
Mhm.
background, Amit knows about your background, but a lot of people may not know about your background. So, we'd love to know about your entire journey, your education, what you're doing right now, what you're passionate about. Okay. So, here you go.
Sure,
And
sure.
is my screen for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Uh, Thank you, Aditya, Amit, and your entire team at High Counselor. So, I love the mission of the High Counselor. So, because I'm an immigrant, so when I came from India, so I got married and came here after finishing my undergrad and masters. And so when I got here, I did not have somebody to push me up in order to help, or I did not have any. Uh, Mentors that I could look up to, whether it is because everything is new here, right? So I'm talking about like almost 30 years. I've been here for 28 years. So don't count me old. So, so it's like, married and came here. So it's like, okay, everything was new. And what I would suggest is like, but I had the curiosity, I had that hunger, the thirst for knowledge. So what we can do, how we can close, how we can move up. So that time, again, you need to go through. I know we all are in that process of where today it says it's 100 years to get the green card. And so I struggled in order to get into a H1 role, like a work visa. But it was like, the first job was in the state government. But before that, what did I do? And that's what I wanted to share here. Like it took a year and a half for me to get into the state government role. And of course, you need to go through the visa process. And during that time, when I was in the spouse visa, what I did was like I made sure I could do some projects. So I paired up with all my husband's friends, so that who all working in Sun Microsystems that time. They were developing Java. They were also working on the firmware. And so I thought like, okay, how about I do some hands-on project? And that's how and it was for obviously they are the mentor and I'm learning. And nothing I get out of it, like as a I was not looking for any pay. Obviously you can't when you're in a dependent visa. So but what I was looking for is, oh, even though I have my master's degree, I wanted to see how I can get that hands on. Because there is always a, I wouldn't say it's a myth, or when you're coming from academic, today it is not like that. But 20 years ago, it's like, oh, we will all have theoretical knowledge, but there is no practicality to it. But it is so that's why you end up learning all these practical applications. So you get to up to speed. So when you go into the field, go into the industry, or go into government sectors, private sectors, you know how to ramp up, how to gel with the other people and learn quickly and be a great collaborated, and that is how I ramped up. And that particular project that I worked on, it was in Java. It was a simple scheduler, but I had to put together entire calendar and other events in Java. So that gave me a really solid background, like in order to, okay, how to do it for an industry. And that helped me in order to attend the job fair and go into state government. And from there I moved my way up. But you would notice, like, okay, she is coming from academia and she is coming from corporate. What am I going to get from her? What am I going to gain from her? Definitely, people have that thought. And when you go from an academia to, so I did academia because my mother, my grandfather, all they were in the teacher roles. So probably that was in my blood. Like, I wanted to do something for the community, to see if they can be able to achieve something, then that is a sense of accomplishment that I get. And not only for that, I was very particular about how I can be able to do something industry work and also apply that into the classroom. So I was doing consulting work for Washington Post as a backend engineer. And then I was also more like a backend database development. That's what I was doing. And then and here I was doing for three different community colleges and two universities. I was going crazy because the reason I did that is that helped me to also, I know where is the work life balance, you might ask, but somehow I was able to juggle. My husband was very supportive, and I had some, my parents were able to come and go. So that support was there. My in laws were there. But the thing is, I had to raise my three children and I want to give my full attention. So that's the reason I said, like, okay, how I can raise my kids and also be able to be up to date with what is happening around the world, especially in the data space. So that helped me to get into. And then I said, like, okay, this is not working, because if you're working as a consultant to a big media entertainment industry, it's like they will say, like, okay, you need to come today, but I won't know when I will be returning back to family. And it was very hard. And that time I was also doing my PhD. So think about it, how it was so much to work on. So let me ramp up quickly, because the project is the focus today. So and then I moved into Arizona State University, and then from there I went to, I was as a graduate program chair. I launched the IT online for the Fulton Schools of Engineering. And if you all know, Arizona State University is one of the largest university in the United States. I think we have 170,000, or I could be wrong, more. And so a huge online engineering space, and online students, and as well as on site. So, and then I pivoted when I was trying to place my students in internships. And then they said, like, how about you come and work for us? And that is how I moved into, why not I go back to corporate. So I come with strong both academia and corporate. And I know, like, as I would again reiterate, people coming from academia, it doesn't mean that they are coming with just theoretical skills. We need to work practical skills, have the practical skills. So even if you put it on whiteboard, you need to know what you're teaching and inculcating to the students. So we come with a lot of practical knowledge as well. And so that that helped me to come out of the comfort zone and say, why not I work in corporate? And that's how I went to Marsh McKinsey. Now what I'm doing is I am in the IEEE Standards Association. You would wonder, every student's dream is to write a paper in IEEE. What is more than that, you might ask? But it is more than that, more than a publishing house. It's like we set the standards. Today, if we are communicating in wireless 802.11, it's all due to the standardization that was set by IEEE. And likewise, think of all the oximeter that we used in COVID, that was standardized by IEEE. All the sensors that you see in self-driving and other normal driving cars, and many of those were standardized by IEEE. So it's like IEEE standardization, it has the brand equity. And what I am proud of today is, like, I am leading their both existing and new AI products, and how we can build standards around it. Some have standards, some we are building standards around it, and that is what my work is. And if you say what my product offerings, it's like we offer trainings, conferences, and all those things. But I am in the core product development, where we do the training and development, and lead that the entire products group in order to build standards around it. That's what I do. And yeah, pretty much, I know it's not an elevator pitch. I gave a whole circle of my life, but I enjoy what I do, and I love the AA space. And it's not difficult, it's not easy to learn everything, but find some niche area. And that niche area, my niche area, is responsible AI. So I will pause here, and I will let Aditya talk.
No,
And
thank you so
Amit,
much.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Usha, for the introduction. One thing that you did not mention that I want you to mention it, that when you were at Arizona State University, you ensured, or I think you achieved 100% placement for the students, right?
Yeah, I don't want to do my own bandwagon. So that, so that was because I came as an immigrant. I know how hard it was in order to get into a role. So I get, when I walk into my classrooms, I taught mostly grad classes and also senior upperclassmen undergrad class. So I made sure every student in my class, whether it is a local US citizen or it is coming from abroad, they all are able to be placed in their job by I just took it as my own motto, and made it sure that they get it by the graduation. And one or two were able to get it only past post graduation, but still I was able to find each and every one a job. And that got attention from Dr. Crow, who is the president of Arizona State University, his team, and invited me to go to do a global marketing campaign for Arizona State University. So that was, there are so many emeritus professors and other professors out there at Arizona State University. I was humbled and honored to hear that they asked me to go, because I was able to show them that I'm creating that successful career pathways. And I think that is what stuck to me when I connected with you, Aditya. So you are doing similar and trying to see how these students can get placed. And yeah, that is one of the things that I've done, and I keep doing it because I'm doing a part-time work at Arizona State University. So I still try to help whoever reaches out to me.
Absolutely. No, this is amazing. This is amazing, and it's actually very important for everyone who's sitting here on this call, because sooner or later their objective is, okay, once they gain skill, they want to land a job in AI domain. So that is amazing. Okay, we'll come back to you again, Usha. So Amit sir, would you like to go next? I think you are muted. Let me
Can
see.
you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. This is Dr. Amit. So I did my bachelor's into computer science. So I was very curious in my early phase of my life. I was very curious about computer science. But due to some vision issues, my family said that it is not better like to sit in front of a computer. Although this didn't happen, still I am sitting in front of computer only in more than 15, 16 hours in a day. Uh, and then I did my MBA program into marketing. I did my PhD program in marketing research. Me and Aditya were in the same college. When he was doing his BTech program, I was doing my PhD program. So we used to hang out around and think about issues of college, most probably at that time. I was also part of IMA Research Summer School program. I started my first job from corporate sector only. I worked for Wipro, I worked for Reliance, I worked for ICICI Bank in India, and then I moved to teaching, and then I worked for more than 10 years into teaching, by teaching into undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Uh, Published so many papers from the same, all the Usha has talked about IEEE, and I guess every academician know IEEE very well. Then I started my YouTube channel, and when I left my job, I started my own company, started my own channel. uh, by the grace of God, everything kicked off, and but right now I have more than 125k now on YouTube, and working with Aditya now, and we are doing good at High Counselor.
Okay, great. By the way, Amit's YouTube channel got hacked a few months ago, and I read that Ranveer Alabadia's YouTube
Yes.
channel also got hacked 3 days ago.
And he also did the same process which I
And
did.
what is
Oh,
the same process?
Almost our same process. Yes.
yeah.
So if you
But
have a
with
YouTube channel, be aware and be very careful.
Yeah.
yeah,
Specifically to all the external links which you get in the form of sponsorship,
Yep,
uh, that is very very like they will, the mail will look very authentic, everything will look very authentic, and they will just they're just a click away from your channel, uh, and that can happen with anyone.
yep,
They will, you will click and they will hack it.
yeah. Okay, so just I just mentioned it like because like a lot of people want to be a content creator on YouTube, so just be very careful. Uh, I never heard of it, but I think in just in the last 1 month, I've seen it personally with Dr. Amit, and now this another news. If they can hack like Ranveer Labadia's channel, right? They can hack anyone's channel,
And both the channels, his
and
both the
both the
channels were hacked.
yeah,
Yes, his
with
most
like
probably, I would he was operating both the channels from the same email ID, so his email ID got hacked, and then that's why both the channels got hacked. But I would say that these hackers are like good people, what I would say, because even after gaining all the control, they don't delete your videos. So that, and they know that YouTube will recover it in a certain period of time. So I guess they only for a certain period of time, 2 3 days, 4 days, whatever they have in their hand, they use it for whatever benefits they can make out of it based on the number of subscribers.
yep. Yep. Okay, let's move on to okay. So regarding my background, I did my BTech from NIT Jalandhar back in 2012, so almost 12 years now. And then I came to US in 2015 for my master's degree at Duke University. After graduating from Duke, started my career with PwC in Chicago as a tech consultant. Chicago was super cold, so I moved to Deloitte Consulting in San Francisco. Worked at Deloitte for about 3.5 years as a senior tech consultant in Salesforce domain. But apart from my regular job as a tech consultant, I was also part of the recruitment team. So every Friday, I used to either visit a university for hiring or I used to interview candidates. And that's where I started getting interest in career counseling, mentorship space, uh, which led me. And during that time at Deloitte, I identified some issues uh, due to which people struggle to land a job, and that made me leave my job from Deloitte in 2020 and start High Counselor. So it's been more than 4 years now. I started High Counselor with my co-founder Rani Haroon. He's MBA from Kellogg School with about 15 years of experience in strategy consulting. And the journey of High Counselor actually started with just three candidates. And all these three candidates joined us from Duke University, and we helped them. And until now, we have helped more than 600 candidates find a job. And in this journey, we have raised $2 million from VCs in Silicon Valley, edtech entrepreneurs, and some angel investors. Uh, Jumping a little bit more into High Counselor, why we started it. So as I mentioned that when I visited a lot of universities and interviewed people for Deloitte, I found that people struggle because of primarily three reasons. First one is their lack of hands-on work experience, because of which we are all here today. Second is people lack interview opportunities. A lot of people just know one way of finding a job, that is to go to any job board and blindly apply to hundreds of job positions, which is still fine, but there are many other way as well that you need to know. And third is when even when people land interview calls, they're not prepared to crack those interviews. So we started High Counselor to solve these three problems. So we launched High Counselor as a 360-degree career accelerator, in which we help candidate with everything that you can think of, anything related to job search. And it involves upskilling them in the right direction, access to industry mentors for one-on-one mock interviews, helping them get remote internship and project experience. We also help them fix their LinkedIn and resume. And once they are ready to find a job, we help them match to the right jobs. We apply jobs on their behalf, and we also help them with networking and get referrals. Okay. So that's how we've built this entire end to end ecosystem to help any kind of candidate who's struggling with a job. There are only two job roles that we support right now. First one is software engineering. So any front end, back end, full stack job role, we should be able to help you out. Any data science role like data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, AI ML engineer, we should be able to help you with. job search related to in these roles. We work on success based payment. That means there is no upfront cost. If you apply to High Counselor, we accept you in our program, we'll help you find your job, and you only pay once you land a job, and that too in monthly installments. We have two packages with us right now. One is a starter package, which is $10,000, and another one is an advanced package, which is $15,000. By the way, first week of High Counselor program is absolutely free. You can try it. If it doesn't work for you, you can always leave it. The difference between starter and advanced package is that in advanced one, we provide you more one-on-one mentor support, people from the industry. We help you entirely with your job application, your email networking, getting you referrals, helping you with the remote internship, and giving you access to our priority access to our hiring events, as well as if you get layoff, we provide you a layoff support as well. To learn more about both of these packages, what are the differences, and if you have any questions, you can simply go to our website, highcounselor.com, and you can sign up for an info session. Let me show that to you really quick. So simply go to our website, highcounselor.com, click on apply to upcoming cohort. Whenever you are ready to apply, you can simply click on start application. Our next cohort start in on this coming Monday on 30th of September. So if you want to apply, you can simply click on start application, fill out this form. We'll review your application and we'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, with the decision whether we can accept you in High Counselor or not. If you want to learn more about our program, simply click on sign up for our info session right over here, and that's where you can sign up for an info session which we do on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so you can come over here, pick a date for an info session on this calendar, and you'll find one of our team members to answer your questions on a live Zoom call. Okay, so that's all about High Counselor. Now regarding today's project, guys, this, do not confuse it with our High Counselor program. This project is absolutely free for the next 1 week. So anyone who's here right now, anyone who starts on this project for the next 1 week, it will be absolutely free for everyone. Okay, so let's jump into project introduction. Usha, why don't you give us a project introduction and a platform overview?
Sure, sure. And if you don't mind, if you could share the screen for something, my settings all back there.
Absolutely, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So absolutely, thank you. So yeah, we have been. I'm sure, like who already know about High Counselor platform. There are plenty of data science projects for you to play around and work with. And as Aditya was mentioning, for the first week it is free. And if many of you are new to the platform, and this project, you can start off with this project, which is absolutely free. And so the this project, especially that I wanted to focus on, is because this is this year they when started, they also marked it as the year of responsible AI. Not because of that I chose this project. The reason I am passionate about this is I worked. This was one of the POCs that in a different way, that with real data that we worked on for the insurance company that I work for. But it's a different one that I took and I worked with, in a like, to give it a spin, where it is like, okay, if you all have vehicle insurance, then um, how insurance companies reaches out to you saying like, would you like to also go in for a health insurance, or if it is vice versa, then like how the insurance they bundle it. It's the same way, how all these recommendations that you get, whether it's in Amazon, Netflix, in all other places, if you have this, maybe you could also add this when you're checking out in a checking out purchasing something on Amazon or Walmart or any websites that you go to, right? So the same way here, the insurance, what I'm going to give the project is about like, okay, if you have the health insurance, then how the insurance companies reaches out to you also to purchase vehicle insurance. But let me back up a little. So here, my thought, the reason how this responsible AI comes into picture. I know many of you will have solid Python background, know how to build models if you're data scientists, and how we can derive insights from it. And if I'm an AI ML engineer, take that and build end-to-end AI ML application. So I know, and there are people who might be data analysts who are trying to analyze the data and help with the data cleaning, data processing, and all those things, feature engineering. Although for all those, you don't necessarily need to be a pure data scientist. You also put in the hat of a data analyst to, because you need to analyze the data, right? So that is very important when it comes to building AML application, right? So even before building that full-fledged application, you need to build a model. You need to know what type of algorithms to even choose from, right? So this is where I thought like, okay, people know how to do all this, but when it comes to today, if you see in every company that you take, anywhere, whenever you if you Google it, or if you go to all these LLMs that we are leveraging today, and all the AI agents that you're leveraging, we are worried about, like, try to AI's agents, everything, try to outthink human intelligence. But we want to make sure how we are building these, because what we feed in is what we get, right, to these models. But we want to make sure how we can make sure it is, we cannot say unbiased, because I'm aware, like, in the sense, like, free from bias, but in the sense you can reduce bias to a maximum extent, because we all come with a certain amount of bias. But we want to make sure that it is like, there aren't bias where it is disproportionately like rejecting something. Like, for example, let me start with that basic example that everybody would have heard of. But I will tell you why I'm bringing this example, because this is relevant to insurance. So let's say that you and your friend both are in the insurance space. Like, sorry, both are working in the same level, earning same salary bracket, and you both apply for a loan, and to the same bank, let's say. And let's say it doesn't have to be yeah, let's say one it's like different genders, let's say. Okay. And once one person get rejected, the other person gets approved, and you both talk to each other because you're friends. And the other person might say, like, okay, I got in, and you, and let's say you didn't get in. And you have every right to know, as a customer, why yours got denied, why your loan got denied. And why your loan got denied, you probably will call in the loan specialist and you will find out. But probably they might not have enough answer, because this might have been built and driven by an AI model. And we all know this black box model, how to make it a glass box model. But we have to walk the talk, right? We need to make sure how we can show the transparency. So that is where this explainability comes in. Explainability is kind of, explainability and transparency, it's not like the words that you interchange it, but it is kind of falls into the transparency umbrella. But these two, like, I will tell you why it is kind of, it should be used differently. And explainability comes into a place, comes into where it becomes very crucial, is because we need to know why you got denied, right? So, and there comes as another that's where, this explainability techniques we use, which is like, it based on the features, based on how many fields, let's say it's fields, we call it as features, right? How many features that we have, like, it does a look, you can apply something called a line technique, which is a local interpretable model agnostic, we call it as line. And that explanation, if you apply that technique, what happens is, based on, for individual predictions, it will say, like, whatever the model that you have built, let's say you have used an XD boost, it will say, like, okay, based on that individual predictions, it will say what are all the features that is causing that disproportionate, in order to reject your loan. And there is another technique called SHAP. It takes more features into account. It gives a holistic global interpretation. It assigns for each feature a value. It follows the game theory, if you know about game theory, and then it indicates, like, what contributes to that feature prediction, that final prediction. So, and that way, these two explainability gives us a much better lens, so that it says, like, okay, why, if it is, let's see, me, myself, and whoever my friend has applied, and that friend got it, I didn't get it. Let's say this is not gender bias because I'm a female, but what else it could be? Then those features will help me to understand that, and it will, and let's say that will result in saying like, okay, Usha was behind on her utility payments the last 3 months. You all know, like, when you need to apply for, getting a house, buying a house or anything that, or even buying a vehicle, if you have not built any credit history, they ask for your utility bill, or they ask for, like, in order to build that credit history. So some of this basic essentials, whether you are able to pay on your own and on time. And maybe because I did not pay on time for the last few months, so my loan was denied. So the model should respond back saying, oh, if Usha is able to pay the next 3 months, her all her bills on time, then probably she can reapply for the loan, and her credit history might be a better in a better place, and she could be approved for the loan. And that convinces me as a customer, because I know why I got rejected, and it is not gender bias, it is not something else, and it is not like showing favor over one person over other. So this gives me this convinces me, okay, and now I'm able to trust. There comes the trust with AI, in trusting that model, AI, right? And AI, and also you will get an authenticity by talking to that live agent or the loan analyst, so that it gives me, because the loan analyst is not able to provide you that much information. And these are the things that you want to know. And how did I know that? See, I talked about LIME, I talked about SHAP. There is also something called rule based explanation, but LIME and SHAP is the one that we go quite a bit. If you're doing a quick POC, then because this is a project platform, I thought like we could start with the LIME and SHAP. There is one step further where this gave this explanation, and that is, um, because Lyman Shap is going to tell, do the local interpretation or the global interpretation, and it will tell you, okay, why, where there was a disproportionate in rejecting the loan. But giving that explanation is something called counterfactual, where that counterfactual is another concept. If you add that, what happens is that gives you why, also the explanation and the reasons. And that is what I want to know. I don't know how many of you in this in this live session have already explored or worked on explainability. If you have, then this gives you, also helps you with the model performance. And also it's like metric is super important, so because that way you are able to quantify it, saying like, okay, these are all the features that is causing this disproportionate. And let's see, like, so obviously you go back to the data. And also it could be like you're showing some favoritism towards some particular, um, coming back to this cross sell insurance. Let's say how explainability applies over there. I gave an example for loan, how explainability applies here. Because here what we do is like we are trying to see, let's take three features. It could be age, gender, and then one other thing I forgot, a zip code. Okay, so if it is showing some, um, like I wouldn't say favoritism, but it could be showing like unfair, the customers might be unfairly being targeted, for, okay, oh, you have health insurance, and you could also go for vehicle insurance. Or they could be a students population, and student population, like who might have just got into getting a job, they might not be able to afford, uh, because they still might have a student debt and all those things. They are unfairly, they might be targeting because they are in a certain zip code area, so they might be targeting them, saying like, okay, how about you have the vehicle insurance, you could also go for health insurance, right? So obviously, health insurance is needed, but the thing is, you might have already been got a pretty good benefit package from your company that you're working for, right? So the vehicle insurance what you have should suffice. So it shouldn't be like, where, you avoid some people when you're going into some stores, where if they try to come and sell the products, you should have every right to also deny, saying like, okay, I'm not interested, right? So we shouldn't be forced to buy. So coming back to here is like how we can help, this explainability can help identify. and address those potential biases if there is any, or we being unfairly targeted based on the features you could be able to find. And that feature is one feature that could show is because, like, is it being more focused on particular zip code, or more focused on particular age group, or it is more focused on like one gender over the other. Those are the things that we are looking into see how the AI models could be made more explainable and create the transparency. And that is where the transparency comes the next step, where we create the transparency for this cross selling. And that's why I thought this example would be good, because in day to day life we all use some type of insurance. So I thought like this could help us to see how also this leads to, for the insurance companies, whether there is a risk of whether they are overselling or selling the products that are not suitable for customer needs. Those are the things they are able to judge for their market analysis and everything. So it's kind of both ways it helps for this explainability. I hope everybody is able to follow through why we are giving this project. And I built it along with the team, Aditya's team. So what how it starts with is, first you focus on the, can we go to the platform please? Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
thank you.
So, guys, to get started, I'm going to the platform highcounselor.com. Right over here under projects, you can go to project platform. And then if you're a first time user, you'll need to create just a free account. Once you have an account, and you simply log in with the candidate login. So let me log in with my account. Once you create your free account, you log in, you land on this page with a bunch of different projects over here. And to find today's project, you can either simply go to the Learn category under Advanced. You'll find it as first project, where you see Predicting Cross-Sell Insurance Responsible AI project. So either you can go to Learn category under Advanced, you'll find this project, or you can simply search the project name over here. So for example, I'll search Predicting, and you'll find it as a first project. Simply click on it. To get started, simply click on the Start button, and you will be launched into a sandbox environment. Uh, if you're a first time user, and definitely you'll be doing this project for the first time, simply click on Start. Basically, by clicking on Start, you'll create a virtual sandbox for yourself in which you'll create this project. And as you can see, the system has started building a virtual sandbox for you, which will take about a minute of time. And after that, you can use it, you can reuse it, and you can complete this project in multiple attempts. Okay. So it will probably take few more seconds to get it built. Okay. And
Could,
there is
yeah,
just one last thing, and there is a sample video over here on just how to use the platform.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, could you please also tell them, like, if they complete it on task, they are going to be featured, all those things are there, right? In
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
So, yeah. So in the meantime, until we complete this setup, let me come back here. And so, guys, a very important point is, so we definitely want to motivate you, right, to get this project done, because first objective is definitely we want you to learn something at the end of 1 week, and second is anyone who perform best on this particular project. And by the way, you all will be able to see your live rank in this entire project. You will be featured on Times Square. Okay. As we mentioned at the beginning, we will be providing you complete support on this platform for the next 1 week. So you can ask any question. If you get stuck in any particular task, you can ask any question on our Discord channel. So I'll paste this Discord channel link in our YouTube and LinkedIn. Really quick, just give me 1 second. So join Discord for Q&A. So you should be able to see it in your YouTube, and also I'll paste it to your LinkedIn. Let me do it over here. Okay. So the objective of this Discord channel is, when you go to this Discord channel, you will find almost a community of 4,000 people from data science who are also mentors, who are also searching for job right now. And under this Discord channel, there is a sub channel called Live Project Q&A. You can always go there and ask any questions that you may have related to this particular project, and our team will get back to you within 6 to 12 hours. Okay. Uh, and
Can we
yes,
can we go back to that? Yeah, sorry, I don't know whether we have on the dot. We need to finish. So
yes. So here is the project,
thank you, Aditya.
and you can click on continue to get started, and you'll be landing in your sandbox. Yes, Usha, you can take it from there.
Okay, okay. Just making sure we explain it. So thank you
Yes,
so much. Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. So so on the right in the Jupyter book, it has come up, right? Is everybody able to see that? Okay, it's still loading. Okay. So always you are given like 6 tasks. So on the left you see all the 6 tasks. Let's start with the 1.1. In that task you see like we are already providing you a training data set. But on the right, what you see is if you go up to the project. Can you scroll up really quick? Yeah.
Mhm.
So it gives you the project description, what is the problem description, and the problem statement, what you're trying to what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to create that apply that explainability technique, which we call it as xai technique, in order to make that see like where there are any disproportionate, and then see how we can enhance the model transparency. And that's what we are trying to do here. And if you see on the left, there are 6 tasks, and you would be given all the instructions, but you need to work on the result. So code is not going to be given. Obviously, we are still doing a little hand holding, saying like, okay, these are all the instructions. We're not leaving you out on the field alone. So it's like it provides you all the step by step information. And then what you are going to do is first you load that data set. It's a CSV file, and once you have that data set, you are going to see you need to do the data pre-processing. You have to do the feature engineering, and then what you do is like what you can look for is in that data you see like whether there are any missing values, whether you need to have anything that you need to look at on the features. And then what you do is you start with building the ML model in order to predict that interest, which customers, because we are building the model is going to predict it, right? Whether these customers might have interest in buying vehicle insurance. And therefore, like what we are trying to do is we are trying to adopt one of these techniques. So let's start with the basic local interpretation, which is LIME, and that is what you do in the task 2. Could we please go to task 2?
Yes.
Yeah. And then in task 2, that's what you do. And once you get to the task 2, the after you have done all the pre-processing and everything, now you have a good data set. And then now in the LIME, uh, uh, like you're applying the LIME technique in order to explain those individual model predictions for all these features. And you're trying to see like which is giving you the how it is giving you the results, how the model is predicting it. And also, and the next step is you introduce SHAP. So SHAP, since you assign a value to each feature, that will analyze the overall importance, the feature importance of that model, and then it will give you a clear understanding of which are all those features that pushed in order to make that model decision. And why did I my loan got here? It is the cross selling. Why this particular, why Usha was for asked to or it's not why it's predicting that Usha should also buy the other insurance, additional insurance. And then that explanation really helps. So here it just gives you what are all the features. It doesn't give you explanation. Okay, it just gives you which are all the features that pushed and provided that influence in order to make that model decision. And from there we need to provide that explanation, right? And the fourth part, what you do in the task is evaluating that performance, because this all leads to model performance, right? And so you use your FN score on a holdout data set. Okay. And once you do the first 3 steps, the fourth one is going to be much easier. And as long as you know how to do these FN scores, then once you are done with that, we want to know like what are all, how you actually, we want it in a free response for the number 5 and 6, like what are the methods you used in identifying and mitigating the biases, and you could, it's like minimum it's asking 400 characters, and you can write more than that in order to make sure like what influenced you and what are all the choices that you took in order to um, come to this, arrive at this lime and shap. And you can also write about whether you liked lime over shap, which one you liked better. But you know, this is like we always start with the basic one. So I introduce the lime, but you can be able to make sure and also explore, which we are not given. If you want to go one step beyond, you could also be able to apply counterfactuals, and you could be able to apply that. But that is for this assignment, it's not asked for. So as long as you finish these 6 tasks, and then you are able to do that free response explanation in number 5 and number 6, then you are pretty much, you know, make sure as you do all these things and correctly, successfully, you would be pushed up in the leaderboard ranking would keep changing based on how many people participate and do it. But I'm sure you can do it. This would be like a springboard for all of you in order to understand why there is, it's not a hype anymore, why explainability is pushed so much into the you know, why they want this for model transparency. And there are also, like, you will get to learn, there are interpret mls, Microsoft, Google, and all those companies, they have their own how to utilize these you know, apply fairness, how to make it accountable, so all those things that they try to do with their own model learning. So you could be able to get prepared by doing this, so that you could take more projects like this and work on it. And that's what I would conclude here. And I know we have only 4 minutes for questions, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And you know, and I will also be checking the Discord board. So anyone is stuck, there are people in the in Aditya's team that would be helping, and also I'll be checking, and I would also be helping. And good luck, and I hope this helps all of you in order to understand. So this definitely helps in saying like, okay, if you know this, because every company that you go to, whether they are product oriented or service oriented, they look for how you are able to build these products and services responsibly. This is where that responsibleness comes into picture, because they want to make sure all these products or services are built ethically, and not to, because it's everything you are rolling out to a stakeholder internally or to a customer. So when it goes to the customers, we need to make sure it has the better satisfaction rate, and people love your product or service, and they not only for word of through word of mouth, and they get to know, you know, spread it across. So your products, you know, if I'm a company running a company, I want to make sure the products, more products get sold, or more services are being able to offer to the to help the customers.
Mhm. Definitely, Usha. This was very, very helpful. Guys, if you have any question related to this project, right, everything that Usha explained, please feel free to ask questions in the chat box. We'll take the next few minutes to answer any questions you may have. There is one question which was from Sangeeta. Will we have access to this video later? Yes, Sangeeta. When you go to our the same YouTube channel, or whether you're watching it on LinkedIn, when you go to the same link again, you'll find recording of the entire session over there. So you can revisit it, and you can find answer of your questions over there.
Bhavna says, is there any end date? Yes. So we have 7 days for this project. So after 7 days from today, we'll be closing this project. And then, and if you want to access all the other projects on our platform, you can definitely go and check them out.
Yep.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure how many of them are coming to Grasshopper. I thought like I could also provide the uh, panel that I'm, because this is related to responsible AI. As I mentioned, we are doing an unstructured format of a kind of a debate kind of panel. Like whoever is joining, you know, definitely, you know, two leaders are going to talk in the pragmatic way, and two leaders are going to talk, you know, why, you know, on the innovative side of it. So it should be both on the whether we need all this in order to go in for the RAA career. That's what our discussion is going to be. And if you're interested, I've shared the link with Aditya. He might be able to share it. Um,
Yep.
and you could definitely join me. Not trying to promote, because this is related to it. And if you're there, I'm happy
Oh,
to meet you all in person.
yes. So Usha, I'll email everyone who has signed up for this event, and many people are not able to like join this live event, but there are
Okay.
about like 1,000 people who signed up for it. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely send that information, right? Because we always send like a follow-up email after this kickoff call with the
Okay.
recording of
Sure.
this event.
Sure.
So I think
Sure.
I'll send it over there as well. Or if you have the link right now, I can also send it, share
I
it in the
put it
chat.
in the I put it in this chat for you.
Oh, you have put in the
No,
chat.
it's
Okay, yeah,
private.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. This
But
Or if,
is
yeah.
Aditya, we can do one thing. If Usha has any flyer or something or email related to that, we can send it to like we send a lot of emails right to our mock model
Yeah.
for the mock.
exactly. Usha, if you have anything, right, like a link
Anything
specifically,
link, any flyer, any
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
registration link, we can
definitely
send
let
it
us
to
know.
a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, the but thank you. Yeah, the main focus is on the project, but I really want all of you to attempt and do it, and love to see like we should see a lot of tie-ups. That's how I look at, so that there should
Yes,
be let's say there are 100 tie-ups of a tie. So seeing like all are on the top ranking, then how wonderful it would be see like. All of you on the on the Times Square, so jumbo board. So try to do that. Take it as a challenge, and I'm sure there are a lot of undergrads also. Undergrads, grads, or and people who are switching jobs. This should all help, and I wish you all the best. Yeah, for all of you.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
One question from Ishan. What is the placement ratio at high counselor? Is it guaranteed 100%? Yeah, Aditya.
So always think it like this is a very interesting question. Always think it like a bell curve. Okay. So the concept of the bell curve works in the manner like 20% of the candidates are those, or 25% who land a job like within a few weeks of joining high counselor. They land their very first few interviews, they land a job. Then there is about 40 to 50% candidates who fail in the first few interviews. They understand from their mistakes. We provide them more mentorship, more support, and then they land a job in about 12 to 13 weeks on an average. That's the average time, right? And then there is another 20% of the students who takes a little bit more time, who probably go through a little bit more struggle, and they take about 16 to 17 weeks of time. My point is, what I have learned in my journey of helping 600 candidates in the last 4 years is uh, that it depends on a lot of factors, right? It depends on, say, market situation, sometime on the employer response as well, also on candidates diligence as well, also on your current skill set, the projects that you have, or your past work experience, right? So giving a very uh, like a specific answer to this question uh, is not appropriate. But if I have to give you our current success rate until now, it was 92% until June July of this year, that 92% of candidates who joined high counselor eventually landed a job. Okay. But please apply to our program on the link highcounselor.com, and then we'll be able to evaluate your profile, and we'll be able to tell you, right, if we are a right fit to help you in your job search or not. Okay. Next question. Is the project suitable for beginners, or only advanced data science scientists can do this project? Usha, what are your thoughts?
No, and anyone can be able to attempt it as long as I mentioned at the beginning, if you have the coding skills in Python, and if you have done, you know about how to build a model, then I think like you should be able to. Yeah, and we are not forcing or everybody focusing saying like you have to choose only XGBoost. I just gave an example. You could choose any a model that you want to see. It's good. Oh, starting with regression, which one that you would go with, and then you build this model and then apply these LIME and SHAP technique. There are plenty available on GitHubs. Like if you do GitHub LIME, like you should show like what are all the GitHub techniques, sorry, LIME techniques that you need to use, and that helps you to apply that. And same for SHAP, because these two techniques almost every company utilizes it when starting off, like putting together a quick and dirty POC to before they move to a full-fledged productizing the project.
Hmm. And Ishan asked for the LinkedIn profile of yours, Usha. So Usha, I've shared your LinkedIn profile. So
Okay.
please be ready to receive a lot of requests over there.
Okay,
I
thank you. I appreciate
right.
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's one more question from: does High Counselor work with new graduates in Canada? So Tayaba, we only work. So we have two programs, right? One is the High Counselor Job Search Program that is only for the candidates who are physically located in the US, and second is a project platform, right? Project platform is open for anyone across the world, whether you're in Canada, US, India, anywhere. So the project that we explained today is a part of this project platform. Let me share that with you really quick again. Okay, so when you go to highcounselor.com, right here at the top, the projects platform, the project that we discussed. So we have about 120 different projects, and we built it so that we can help students all across the world, right? And not just in the US. You can do two projects on this platform absolutely free. But if you want to do like more projects, build your project portfolio, you can take a premium subscription, which is pretty cheap, about $25 a month. If you're in India, the price is even lesser. And because today Usha is our mentor, so you can use code Usha20 to get 20% discount on this projects platform. Again, this is $25 a month, and if you're in India, it'll be about 1,000 INR per month. Okay, so I hope that is helpful. Any other okay? This question for you, Usha: is this real-time data set which we will use in this project?
No, we have created the data, so it's like it's not a real data set. So because we don't want to use some real data set and do it. So obviously, we have taken data from Kaggle, and so we have taken and modified it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Any other question, guys,
Oh,
that we can
any other
answer for you?
question? And I guess the last question was on the real data set. I would say anything which like we record it, it will never be a real time, right? So once it get recorded and you make it a part of a platform or something, or you squeeze in a data, what is required, it will never be a real time data. Right? It could be, we can say that a recent data or a latest data, but cannot be real time until unless it is taken directly from the server or something. Uh,
Okay. Um,
this is a good question.
so, Usha, in your learning journey, what kind of project or problem would you love to tackle first?
When you say what kind of project or problem would you love to tackle first in the learning journey? Uh, what does it mean? Like in the sense, can you rephrase it? When you
Mhm.
say what problem would I love to tackle? Mimunal?
Okay, Mimunal, if you can provide a little bit more clarification on your question, that would be helpful. Are the project certificates dated? Yes. So when you complete the project, you'll get a certificate, and the date will be given, the project title would be given, and all the details, right, will be given over there. And also your project portfolio will be created. So when you'll share it with the recruiters, hiring managers, they'll be able to see the entire code that you have written as well.
So did Mimunal write anything about a
Uh,
follow?
n- no,
Or
nothing yet.
what specific he's asking? So if can you he said like what I would like to tackle first. So let's say I have a problem at hand because you are asking about the learning journey. So first look into the study the problem, and then and always relate to like for instance, like in a learning journey, let's say in a learning journey of I'm building a proof of concept. And if I am given a proof of concept to build, first I need to look at the value prop, the market analysis, all those things I need to do before, because if I am going to lead that proof of concept, but I also have to build that POC, then I have to build the model and do the end-to-end AA application. But it's all in a limited resources what the company has given me. So in that learning journey, what I do is like first I try to tackle why we need to, because we need to, the next step would be like, let's say I put together this, I have spent my resources, my team's resources in order to build the project. And then when I get to the senior leadership team to demo it, the first question would be like, okay, how this relates to my business, how, what is the value that is going to bring to my business, why we need to productize this project, right? So those are all the questions we should be able to know upfront to answer it. And that's the first thing I would like to tackle, even before I jump into saying, oh, these are the budget resources I need, and these are the things, staff resources I need, and in order to put together. Because mostly any POC that you put together, you would either be leveraging open source, or you would be leveraging whatever that is minimal, so you do not incur too much cost for the company. So in my learning journey at this stage of my career, this is how I look into it, how I can tackle that first, and then go with what the resources I've been given, and then try to build the model and the application for with my team members. So I hope I answered, because always look into it. What is the value that you can bring, and what how you can derive metrics out of it? Because if you can't quantify, then we have lost the attention of the um, leaders, because then they are not going to vouch for your project and say, okay, now next step, okay, take more resources and build the project, and what is the timeline? That's the question they are going to ask. So I hope I answered your question, because it did not say any specifics. So but if you need more specifics, you can connect me on LinkedIn, and I can be able to message you on that.
Yeah, Meminal just added a few more details. Like could
Okay.
be predicting outcomes or finding patterns in data. Sorry, bad network message. Yeah.
Okay, could be predicting outcomes, yeah. So or finding patterns in data. Yeah, first you cannot predict outcomes at the first hand. So first, it's everything starts with the data. So you need to first make sure that data pre-processing is, and the feature engineering is the key. You have done all that step in order to make sure that you are able to use, build the right model. The model, you could apply any algorithmic technique, and you want to make sure which algorithmic technique you have applied in order to predict that outcome. Is this the desired outcome that you're looking for? We are not trying to tweak the data, but we want to make sure, are we arriving at this desired outcome? So you would be using us leveraging certain things. I use for this like light, the XG boost. So you could use any algorithm in order to build that.
Hmm. Okay, the next one is da-da-da. Okay, when I first saw this posted on LinkedIn, it said we would be put in groups. Was that inaccurate? So, Jessica, we initially decide thought that okay, we could create like different groups and then you can get started in those. But uh, in our previous projects, we experienced some issues related to it. For example, when we created group of like 3 to 4 people and asked them to work in groups, a lot of candidates came back to us saying that, oh, my other projects member are not contributing or not working that much, right? So I'm lacking behind, or I'm unable to coordinate with my team members because they are located in different time zones. So we are trying to figure out a better solution for this. For now, you can do this project individually, but as I mentioned, that we have this Discord channel where you can ask any question, and that's where you'll find a lot of other people who are doing this project. So feel free to like coordinate with other people who are working on this project. We always encourage teamwork, right? But we are not forming team from our end because we still need to find like a much better way of organizing that part. Okay. I think we can wrap up for now as we are already over time. We want to be respectful of Usha's time. If you have any questions, again, let me again share the Discord channel link with everyone. Feel free to come to Discord channel and ask any questions. Find join Discord channel for Q&A. And here I've added the link for everyone. Okay. And I'm adding it to LinkedIn as well. Discord channel link. Perfect. Join Discord for Q&A. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time on Saturday to join this project. Really appreciate it. And biggest thanks to you, Usha, for first of all
Thank
taking
you.
out time to build this project with us and now
Yes.
taking out time for explaining this project. We truly, truly appreciate it. And as I said, we are looking to work on a way more things with you that we'll discuss. But thank you so much for your time and efforts today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you all. And I'm sure I would absolutely like to see the amount of traffic that can come in order to build this project, because you will definitely have great takeaways by learning this project and working on this project.
Absolutely. Okay. Everyone have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you. And let's stay connected in Discord channel for Q&A, and let's stay in touch for the future projects as well. See you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.